Mr. Blue, I told you that I love you, please believe me.
Alice?
Present.
Ellie?
Yeah, I'm here.
Grace?
Good morning, Mr. Alden.
Good morning, Odyssey High, and welcome back from a much-needed break. A reminder that our senior photos will be this coming Friday, and order forms can be picked up during your lunch. Tickets for prom are now on sale and can be purchased from Miss Sim to the front office. Wait, what? Yeah. Also, the counselor's office will be available all day for anyone who needs any of their services during this unfortunate time. Thank you, and have a great day.
Jacob? Here. Lily? Lily? I saw her earlier today. Thank you, Jacob. Luna?
Here.
Mia?
I'm here, Mr. Alden.
And Ryan. Huh? Oh, here. Alright, class, before we get started, I want to talk about... Good morning, Principal Martin. How are you today?
I'm fine. Do you mind speaking in the hallway?
Sure. Class, while I'm out, will you please answer the question on the board? We're discussing what C.S. Lewis wrote about up until this, always had too little time. Now there is nothing but time. What do you think he meant by that? Good morning. How can I help you, Principal Martin?
I'm sure you're counseling this morning.
Carla, what do you expect me...
I expect you to do your job, Matthews, and let the counselors do theirs. We are too close to any of this.
I know.
You're a good teacher. You care about your students, but it's not your job to let them do this.
Anything else?
I know you were coached. My bad, Mr. Alden. Woo! Sorry I'm late. I forgot my backpack in Miss Webb's class and I had to run back and get it. And then I ran into Madison and she asked me if I knew what time on Friday the senior picture was. And then I asked, oh, Principal Martin. Good morning, ma'am. Lily. Mr. Alden.
Lily, why don't you go in and catch up on this outright?
Yes, sir. What are we doing? We're on page 122. Why is everyone acting so weird? Dude, leave the room. Did Mr. Alden get in trouble again? What? He was out in the hallway with Martin.
Maybe they're just talking about what happened before spring break.
Why? It's not like anything happened.
Oh, really? Nothing happened.
Oh, don't start with me.
Or you'll do what exactly?
We should have shut up. Lily, I'm sure Miss Martin is just talking about what happened over the break. Which is?
Emma is no longer with us.
Like, in this class period?
More like she's in a better place.
Did she move to Athena High?
Come on, she committed suicide.
And why don't you shut about things you know nothing about? That's what
Don't
happened.
act like you
I
know.
was just letting you know what was going on. Okay, right.
I'm sorry, Mr. Alden, I didn't
Lily,
know.
why don't you sit down and get out your journal? Principal Martin and I were just outside talking about spring break.
Not about what happened before.
No, Ryan, I don't think yelling at you and in my head was on anyone else's mind. 1 minute, Grace. Now, for the rest of class, you know I'm here for you, but Principal Martin and I feel it's best I prepare you for the upcoming state test. If there's anything you feel you're going through, you can go to counselors at any time. Hold on, Grace. Does anyone need to go to counselors?
Who wouldn't want to go talk to people they don't know?
Always helpful as usual. Grace, do you need to go to counselors?
No, Mr. Alden, I was
No.
just saying that.
Hold on. I'm trying to give anyone the opportunity to excuse themselves. Alright, let's get into it then. Now, C.S. Lewis wrote, up until this, always had too little time. Now there's nothing but time. What do you think he meant by that? Yes, Grace.
Do you think Emma meant to do it?
Grace,
I don't think she did.
What makes you say that?
I mean, Emma was such a good person. She was so happy and popular. I just don't think she would have done something like that intentionally.
Exactly. There has to be some sort of explanation or reason.
I just can't believe she's gone. I keep looking at her desk and it's weird that she's not there.
Mr. Alden, how are we going to finish the class project without Emma? She was working on the first section.
I needed that project to bring up my grade.
And her section directly relates to my section.
Let's not worry about the class project right now, okay? Now, C.S. Lewis wrote, up until this...
Class is going to be so different without Emma here. What if things never go back to normal?
Alice is right. It's difficult for all of us right
Oh,
now.
don't pretend like you even care.
How do you know what I feel?
We all know how much you and Emma
That
fought.
has nothing to do with this.
Seems like it might.
I'm allowed to be upset.
Are you?
I don't think it's for us to decide one way or the
Oh,
other.
come on. It's Ryan.
Come on. I know we're all dealing with this on our own emotions, but if you don't need to go to counselors, I guess we really need to keep working.
Sorry, Mr. Alden.
Sorry.
And if Ryan says he's upset, then who are we to say how he actually feels?
Exactly, Mr. Alden.
Thank you, Ryan. Now, can we all agree on going forward to trust others when they say what they feel?
Isn't that part of the problem? I mean, isn't this why no one saw this coming? It's, hey, how are you doing today? Good, and you? And then when something bad happens, we wonder why we didn't do more. It's easy to pretend to care when everyone pretends everything is okay.
Everyone close your books.
Mr. Alden, I didn't
No, you're right. It's easier to pretend, and it's clear we're not getting anything done today unless we talk about Emma. So forget the lesson, and let's stop pretending everything is okay. Everyone move your desk so you can see each other.
Why are we moving our desks?
I checked out when you said to close their books.
Real nice, Ryan.
No, Grace.
Yeah, like that, Ryan. Shift over.
I really don't feel like doing this.
Maybe you'll be good for us.
How?
Mr. Alden seems to think it's important.
Do you really think it was an accident?
It had to be. There's no way it wasn't.
Good. Good. All right.
What happens now?
Well, Ellie, since this was your idea, what's really bothering you?
Wasn't my idea.
Well, I mean, you did say everyone pretends everything is okay.
Say that.
Alright, fine. How did no one see this coming? You're all telling me not a single one of you realized Emma might do this?
There's no way any of us could have known with the way Emma acted.
What about her friends outside of school?
Can you consider other people before you say anything else stupid?
That's the problem. None of us considered Emma to have any issues, so clearly nobody's there for her when she needed them. How could any of us have known in the first place? I mean, you can tell when someone close to you, her family, or her friends.
Mia, don't blame...
I ignored her. You know the night
Mia?
I was on the phone with James when Emma called. James and I hadn't talked for the whole break. So I ignored her call.
Mia, don't blame yourself. There's nothing you could have done. No one could have known.
You're wrong. There had to have been something someone could have done. This couldn't have been the only way things had to happen.
Mr. Alden said it. Mr. Alden's right. We all cared about Emma, but there's nothing that any of us could have done.
Stop talking about her like you were best friends with her.
I was in this class with her too, wasn't I?
You hated Emma. All you ever did was fight with her.
I didn't hate her.
Well, she hated you.
All right. We all need to take a step back. Now, I get that we're all dealing with this in our own emotions, but this kind of loss, you shouldn't have to. The reality is Emma committed suicide, and fighting with each other isn't going to change that.
Mr. Alden,
Yes, Grace.
how do we know Emma did it on purpose?
Grace,
After it got out on social media, my parents reached out to Emma's. It wasn't an
But
accident.
how do we know that?
Grace, why do you keep...
I don't care what any of you say. There's no way Emma committed suicide.
How can you say that?
Emma and I went to the same church. We talked about suicide in youth group. There's no way she meant to do it.
I didn't realize going to church made you an expert on suicide.
I mean, we all knew Emma. She wouldn't do something like this. She had so much going for her.
She had a full ride scholarship lined up and everything.
Exactly.
Why won't you accept what happened?
Emma was a good person, and good people shouldn't go to hell.
everyone needs to sit down.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to upset anyone.
Sure. How could you possibly think saying that would be upsetting?
Drop it, Ellie. I'm sorry. We really need to get back to the
Wait,
lesson.
Mr. Alden, before we do, may I ask Grace a question?
As long as Grace is comfortable answering it.
I don't mind, Mr. Alden.
Grace, do you consider yourself a Christian?
Not like you tried to hide it.
Thank you for your input, Ryan. I was asking Grace.
You know I am, Alice.
So, you believe in a God that is omniscient, omnipotent, and omnipresent? All-knowing, all-powerful, and all-present.
Oh, of course he's not God if he isn't.
How do you know?
As a Christian, I have faith in God.
Did Emma?
I don't see how she didn't.
Grace, I don't believe in your God, so I don't have faith in him like you do. But even if I did, I don't think I would know all of his decisions.
I'm not saying I do, but I
If
knew
you
him.
are able to explain God, I don't think he can be God. I don't handle changes very well. I like routines. I like structure in my day. I have a hard time walking into class to find that nothing will ever be the same again. The unknown is terrifying. The faith you place in God as a comfort is a nightmare to me. Grace, Emma decided to commit suicide. We don't know what your God's decision for Emma was. As terrifying as blind faith is for me, isn't the idea that he will take care of her better than the alternative?
Earlier, I didn't mean
I know you didn't.
Thank you.
Of course.
I really could have missed her.
Me too.
So glad we were here,
Why
Robert.
are you such a...
I mean, she is.
Thank you, Nina. It's fine.
If it's anyone's fault, it's mine. I'm the one who wanted to talk about it.
Fine, you wanted to talk about Emma.
I didn't
Don't
I
apologize.
think this all helped us find some peace about it. So let's focus on moving forward.
You can't tell me that no one in here, this whole thing could have been avoided.
It's not healthy to dwell on things we can't change.
Why not?
Jacob, it's better if we
You're
all...
telling me that there was nothing more we could have done? That the universe just decided Emma's fate?
I'm not saying that, Jacob, but there's nothing we can do now.
I'm not talking about now. I'm talking about then. Couldn't we have stopped this?
Would it have mattered?
Luna?
Sorry, forget it.
No. You said it wouldn't matter?
I mean, nothing matters. You're all sitting here talking about something that happened a few days ago, but in less than a month, everything will be back to normal. The only reason we're even talking about it right now is because it was Emma. Emma was smart, funny, popular. Everyone loved her. If it were anyone else, no one would have cared.
Luna, you know that's not true.
We would absolutely care if it was anyone in this class.
Yeah, of course.
Everyone in here is important.
I don't even want to think about if we lost another classmate.
Why do you feel that way?
It wouldn't have mattered if it was me.
That's not true.
When was the last time you said more than a single sentence to me that was about school? No, we're absolutely... You didn't even know what happened to Emma until 15 minutes ago.
We all would have worried about you.
I doubt everyone would have worried.
Luna, you didn't answer my question. Why do you think it wouldn't matter? Luna, I'm sorry, I
No,
didn't...
it does. It's not that close to any of you. It wouldn't change anything.
Maybe it would, I don't know. Mr. Aldrin says that it's not healthy, but I keep thinking about all the ways I could have prevented Emma's suicide. What if I had invited her to the movies that night? Or what if we had decided to work on our project the day before? What if something small and insignificant changed her entire day and she'd still be here? Wasn't there something I could have done?
No. The universe doesn't care about what cereal you had this morning or whether or not you sent Emma a text. I know how Emma felt, and you don't need to think you had any way to stop it. Isn't that kind of comforting though? I mean, if nothing matters to the universe, then aren't we free to choose what matters to us?
Thanks, Lily.
Sure thing, buddy.
Luna, you matter to me.
Thanks.
No, really, I mean it.
You matter to all of us. You know, this doesn't really change anything.
Well, if Lily is right, something I shudder to think about,
You're welcome.
then it simultaneously does and doesn't matter. So I guess it's up to each of us if anything actually changes.
This is the kind of discussion that's important to have. Thank you for sharing that with us, Luna. There's still some class time left to go over the lesson, unless there's anything else.
I don't know about the rest of you, but I'd really like to know what TX Lewis had to say about time.
Oh, good grief.
It's C.S. Lewis.
That's one way to pronounce it.
No, it's
I
the
just
name.
mean we don't want to get behind or anything.
Since when have you cared about your grades?
Since I was depending on the class project to bring it up.
Mr. Alden said not to worry about it.
If there's nothing else anyone
Well,
wants to add.
you covered that we couldn't change what happened, and we have no idea about the afterlife.
Ellie, if there's something else you'd like to say, we're all listening.
Don't do that teacher guilt trip thing. All I'm saying is we still don't know why it happened.
I'm sure we can all speculate, but even Emma's closest friends might not have known what she had been feeling.
Mr. Alden said it earlier. It's no one's fault. Sometimes stuff just happens.
By stuff? Do you mean committing suicide?
I didn't mean it like that.
What exactly did you mean?
I just meant...
You're just playing this off because you feel responsible for Emma's suicide.
And you don't.
Ryan?
No, Mr. Alden. Mia clearly has something to say. Emma and I fought occasionally. So what?
Occasionally, the two of you fought almost every day.
Lucky Phyllis had you to be there for her, huh?
You don't know anything.
Everyone heard you earlier. If you would have answered Emma's call,
Shut up!
then Emma wouldn't have killed herself.
Quit talking about my friend! Stop it!
That's enough.
Pardon this interruption, teachers. We will host after-school test prep for all seniors every day this week in preparation for graduation. Also, the counselor suite will be closed for lunch, so please keep all students in your class until the end of the period. Thank you.
How does this help anything? I get that both of you are in pain and feel some level of guilt for Emma's suicide, but this isn't going to help either of you. Mia, You knew Emma better than the rest of us. Do you think she would have wanted you to defend her in this way? And Ryan, we all know that you and Emma fought frequently. But pretending you're friends now isn't going to help your guilt. It's clear that both of you feel strongly about Emma, whether you'd like to admit it or not. Now is when we set aside what was and come together to help each other through what is. Don't act like you miss her as much as the rest of us.
Mr. Alden.
Not to me.
I'm sorry. If you hadn't... I'm sorry. And when I heard what happened, all I could think about was the fight for the break. You know, at first, I really couldn't stand her. She was always so perfect. But I kind of started to like arguing with her. I even looked forward to it. She was the only one who cared enough to fight.
It wasn't your fault. She didn't hate you. She actually liked fighting with you too, even if she wouldn't admit it.
Really?
I mean, I'll never know why Emma did what she did, but your fight wasn't the reason.
Thanks. It's not your fault either. You know.
But she caught.
That's not on you. Seriously.
Thanks.
What?
All right, everyone. Class is almost over. I'm glad we were able to have this moment. Let's get the room back in order and we'll catch up on work tomorrow.
Thanks, Ryan. Sorry for attacking you.
Honestly, I was impressed.
So that's it? We all just get over what happened to Emma and go on with our lives?
We'll always remember Emma, but we can't completely stop our own lives.
If we accept what happened, then we can trust that everything will be okay.
How will everything be okay? Our friend is dead and there's nothing we can do about it.
Yeah, she is. And you're right, we can't change what happened.
But we can be there for others when they reach the same dark place.
We're out here for you too if you need it. Oh, like you were all there for Emma?
Oh, come on. We didn't do everything right.
No
but at
one
least...
here is to blame. We can all come together and work through this. Oh, sure, so we work through this. And a month from now, or next week, or maybe even tomorrow, everything just goes back to normal? What if I don't want to work through this? Oh, sure. Fine. The bell rings and we just end this. The day goes on and we forget about this. But I refuse to just let this go like she never mattered in the first place. Why did she do it? Why did she leave me?
Ellie, it's hard to lose a friend when...
How was I supposed to work through my mom being there one day and gone the next? How was I supposed to just... How was I supposed to just move on? Why did she... How could all just... I had no idea what was happening until the funeral. So excuse me if I'm a little angry about being abandoned by a woman who's supposed to be there.
What was she like?
I don't know, I was like 6. She was a mom. She had notes on my lunch and always made sure my hair was out of my face. She could read bedtime stories with funny voices. And anytime I got scared, she was always there to
I'm not gonna sit here and tell you to move on. When Principal Martin pulled me out, she asked me how I was doing. And you know, I thought I was okay. I was gonna teach the lesson and ignore Emma's empty desk. But when you said we have to stop pretending everything is okay, I thought if I'd help you guys through whatever you were feeling, that it would help me.
Did it?
Not really.
I just shut everyone out. No one really knew what happened. I was different. She took part of me with her. It just sucks.
Yeah. It does suck. You know, it's bittersweet whenever my students leave. Every group of you, every time a group of you walk off the stage, part of me just goes with you. I want you to go on and have your own lives. It's hard for anyone to lose a part of themselves before they're ready.
No one is ever ready.
Yeah.
How do we move on?
I don't know. But it has to get easier, right?
Mr. Blue, I told you that I love you, please believe me. Mr. Blue, I have to go now, darling, don't be angry. Know that you're tired, know that you're sore and sick and sad for some reason. So I'll leave you with a smile, kiss you on the cheek, and you will call it treason. Mr. Blue.